Well, I'm so excited to worship with you on Sunday, May 2nd at the 9:30 a.m. or 11:15 a.m. worship service. There's a few things that I'd like to share with you as we prepare to enter into worship together for the first time indoors since March 8th, 2020. First thing you'll need to know is that you'll need to have your mask with you because masks are required at South Elkhorn Christian Church this Sunday. In addition, you'll be greeted by those who are going to record your name or see if your name is already recorded by way of registration, and who will take your temperature. If you've got a temperature over 100 degrees, please stay home. You can safely engage in the worship service, meaningfully engage in the worship service through online worship, through a new set of camera systems and additional features that have been set up for this Sunday. So if you have your mask, put it on and come inside. As you enter the building, you'll notice there's hand sanitizer. And there's hand sanitizer not only at the entrance to the building, but at each entrance to the worship area as you walk in to find your seat. As you walk through the foyer and into the worship space, you may notice some things that are new. There's construction going on all around, there's new paint, and there are projects that are still underway as we continue to make improvements to our campus and to our building. As you make your way toward the worship space, you'll notice that there is a place where you can safely and securely drop off your tithes and offerings if you've brought that with you. You can also learn more and give online at southelkhorncc.org/give. As you enter the worship space, you may continue to notice new paint, white paneling all throughout the worship space. Yes, even new speakers meant to enhance and improve our worship experience so that everyone can hear and participate in worship. You'll also notice that the rows are now spaced out 6 feet apart. Ushers will be available to help you and your group find a seat or a row that is best for you and your group. Once a row has been identified, then please find a seat. You'll notice that each seat has a worship guide and communion, which you'll be invited to take later in the worship service. During that time, do know that you can remove your mask briefly in order to take the juice and the wafer in the prepackaged communion. Then safely put your mask back on over your nose and your mouth for the remainder of the service and while you're in the building. Also, please consider moving all the way down to the end of a row in order to make space and room for others who might need to use that row as well. Again, you can sit with friends, family members, those you already might meaningfully and safely engage with outside of the worship space, perhaps folks in your pandemic pod. But please leave at least 2 seats between your group and other groups that might also be sitting in the row with you. At the conclusion of the service, an usher will dismiss everyone by row, so please wait patiently until an usher indicates it's time for you and your row to exit. You might be tempted, because we're so excited to talk with each other, you might be tempted to linger in the building and to chat. We want to encourage everyone to exit the building as quickly as possible for a couple of reasons. One, we want to be able to clean and to clean up after the service. We want to begin airing out the space, especially if there's a worship service following your worship service, and also because the safest and best place that we can chat and catch up and say hello to one another is in the world's best ventilation system, namely nature. So we want to encourage you to have your conversations mindful of 6 feet of physical distance outside at the conclusion of the service. So again, ushers will dismiss by row. Wait patiently for an usher to dismiss you and your row, and then exit the building before having those important and beautiful conversations with others who are in the worship service with you. As you exit the worship space, you can recycle your worship guide in the basket, and you can place your leftover communion in the white bucket.